Ladies and gentlemen, the queen of rap herself, Nicki Minaj, is once again involved in another controversy, this time a lawsuit from a former manager. Now, throughout the years, Nicki Minaj has definitely had her involvement in quite some controversial things, whether it be back in 2015 when she bailed her brother out of jail for doing something pretty disgusting. I'm sure you all know what that was. In 2018, she went public with her relationship with Kenneth Petty, who also was convicted of something very similar to her brother. In 2021, things came out about her and some comments she said about COVID and about the vaccine and whatnot. Very interesting time. And now, as recent as of 2025, one of Nicki Minaj's former managers is suing her for assault. Now, TMZ was actually the first to break this news on the 3rd, so about 3 days ago, and there has been some updates since, but basically a former manager is suing her for assault, and Nicki Minaj calls the lawsuit frivolous. Now, according to these allegations, Nicki Minaj exploded on her day-to-day manager, hit him in the face so hard that she knocked his head back, sent his hat flying, at least according to a new lawsuit, actually bringing a whole new meaning to sending someone's wig flying off their head, right? Now, the Starships rapper is being sued by a man named Brandon Garrett, who claims he was working as Nicki Minaj's manager during her tour earlier this year when she got physical with him. In the lawsuit filed by high-powered trial attorney Thomas Feher and obtained by TMZ, Garrett claims Nicki sent him on an errand after her April 2024 concert in Detroit, and when he got back, he was summoned to her dressing room. She hit him with that old finger wag, said, "Come here. Come here, I got something to tell you." Didn't go too well. Garrett claims that Nicki was inside with other members of her team and she started grilling folks about their job responsibilities. He says she flew into a rage when she learned Garrett had once sent someone else to pick up one of her prescriptions, right? Not defending her, but it is definitely a little unprofessional if you're trusting someone to go get your medication and whatnot. Maybe it's something secret. Maybe it's a medication she doesn't want people to know that she's dealing with, some type of illness, some type of, medical, something going on. Again, not defending her, but I can see why she'd be a little upset at that, right? In the suit, Garrett claims Nicki screamed at him, "Are you freaking crazy having him pick up my prescription? You have lost your freaking mind, and if my husband were here, he would knock out your freaking teeth. You're a dead man walking. You just effed up your whole life, and you will never be anyone. I'll make sure of it." Now, I'll have to go back and add an AI Nicki Minaj voice. I'm kidding. And obviously, I replaced the F word with freaking because YouTube's a little weird like that. Garrett claims Nicki kept screaming at him and told him that his life was over before striking him on the right side of the face with an open hand. He says the force of the blow caused his head to swing backward and his hat flew off his head. And then we have a pretty raunchy picture of Nicki here from the Pink Friday 2 World Tour. Nicki's security team then allegedly swarmed in close to Garrett, and he claims Nicki struck him on his right wrist, knocking documents in his hand onto the floor. Garrett claims Nicki then told him to get the freak out, and he says he grabbed his hat and quickly exited the room, locking himself inside a restroom at Little Caesars Arena. He says his wrist was throbbing and his face was sore as he called his fiancée to let her know what happened, claiming he stayed locked in the bathroom for hours out of fear for his safety. Holy smokes. Nicki is not the one you want to mess with, I'll tell you that. Again, not defending her. I am unfortunately making light of this. Very serious claims here, but Nicki seems very scary in this situation. Again, allegations, it's a lawsuit currently, being looked into and whatnot. It hasn't been settled yet. Garrett claims Nicki's team didn't let him on the tour bus back to the tour's base in Chicago, leaving him stranded in Detroit, very effed up. He's screwing Nicki for assault. He is suing Nicki for assault, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, and he's going after her for damages. We've reached out to Nicki's camp, and so far, no word back. Now, Variety actually put out their own article that adds a little bit more detail than the TMZ one, like including some of the people, some of the exact specific more details that Garrett provided, such as this one. It says, according to the lawsuit, Garrett was on his way back from an errand Minaj requested when he received a text message from her head of security, Larry Dathan, also known as BZ. Dathan allegedly told Garrett that Minaj wanted to see him in her dressing room. When he arrived, Garrett says 8 members of Minaj's staff were present, including Dathan, another employee named Luke Montgomery, and her former manager, Deb Antony. So 3 more names, I guess 4 with Larry Dathan including. 4 more names not originally included that are now a part of this situation. Again, when you have like more names to bounce around and get like, proof from and testimonies, it kind of adds to the allegations and whatnot, you know what I mean? So Luke Montgomery and her former manager, Deb Antony. Garrett states Minaj began to complain about the staff not knowing what they are supposed to do and who reports to who when she turned her attention to Montgomery, asking what his position was. Mr. Montgomery explained that his duties entailed tasks like venue dressing room setup, private jet setup, hotel room setup, quick change room refreshments, and tour bus setup. So Nicki Minaj didn't even know who this person was, it seems like. Like, she literally just hires someone who hires other people who then hires other people. And like, it's like a triangle, right? And Nicki's just sitting there right at the top, not even talking to her underlings. Again, kind of screwed up, but she is a multi-millionaire who is out touring and whatnot. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but still very weird to me. Right. The complaint reads, Mr. Montgomery mentioned these duties were in addition to any requests from Minaj communicated by Garrett, including food orders, drinks, personal items, baby items, and most notably prescriptions. Garrett explained that he had Montgomery pick up the prescriptions because he was occupied with tour responsibilities, including assisting Minaj with quick changes during performance. And now there actually was an update at 6:57. Nicki's lawyer, Judd Burstein, tells TMZ at this time no complaint has been served upon Miss Petty, aka Nicki Minaj, her husband's name, and therefore we are unaware of the specific allegations. However, if the lawsuit is as reported by TMZ, it is completely false and frivolous. We're confident that the matter brought by this ex-assistant will be resolved swiftly in Miss Petty's favor, aka Nicki. Now, what I think is going to happen, of course, is they're probably going to settle behind the scenes. Nicki is probably going to pay him off. Or, I'm not going to make any accusations, but you know how the music industry is. Lots of powerful people doing lots of powerful things. All I say, my friend Brendan Garrett, be very safe. Because you're messing with the queen of rap. You're messing with the queen of the barbs. Who obviously, did all this stuff to you. Again, very horrible stuff. But man, it's quite crazy to like see Nicki Minaj, know the character of who she is. This like dominant, scary type of character. And now you're actually seeing this like actually in lawsuits and whatnot. Again, not her first controversy. I talked about some of the other ones she's been involved in. But this is the first time that I've actually seen her be involved in something involving like hand-to-hand altercation. So again, as someone who's like not against Nicki Minaj, I have no issue with her. I enjoy her music and whatnot. If she is really like an abusive person and assaulted this man, not great. Not a fan of that, Nicki, but you guys are going to have to let me know what you think down below. Do you think Nicki did it? I mean, that's not really for us to decide, but I do want to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think down below of the situation. I appreciate you watching.